Hello everybody, I'm Medusa Serpentis. I'm your teacher for today, and today's demo is the overview. I'm going to explain what you can do with the overview and how it works. So as you can see, I have 4 tabs. One is for navigation, one is for drones, only for drones, one is for PvP, and now I got the PvP tab on of PvP Peacetime, and I got a mission tab. How do I get those tabs? You're probably wondering, so I'm going to show you how you get the tabs and what you can do and what you can click on, and yeah, basically how to set it up. So you see these stripes here, you click on it, then you do open overview settings, and you can see everything you can do. Now you see I'm going into appearance, but first we want to do the types. So basically here you can do everything you want, what you want to see on your overview, what you don't want to see. And we're going to start with asteroids. If you are a miner, you can make an asteroid tab out of it. You can choose your celestials, charge, deployable, drones, entity, NPCs, orbitals, etc, etc. And as you can see, I have no ships here, so I don't, in the navigation tab, I don't want to see any ships. I only want to see my planets, my gates, and my stations. So I can navigate and travel fast. And you can see if I go to the PvP tab that they are all on, because I want to see every ship that I want. Go to Celestials, you can see I got beacons on, covered beacons, effect beacons. And you see the warp gate and the wormholes and everything are off. I don't want to see that on the PvP tab. But this is during peacetime. When I go to wartime, you can see that I have some different settings. If you go to states, you can choose what you want to see as a pilot. The thing about this, if I got a corp member in fleet and I click him, I disable pilot is in your fleet. And if a corp member comes in my fleet, he is visible on my overview when he's out of the fleet, but when he gets into the fleet, he's not visible anymore. So you have to consider that if you want to see your corp members into your fleet, you also have to click this on. This goes for everything you got here. If you got a pilots with excellent standing you want to see, or good standing, there is something about the standings, because if you are going to war, the only people you're going to see are people with bad standing. Or outlaws you want to see. The peoples with good and excellent standing you don't want to see, because basically what you want to do is when you add somebody as a contact, do so as a neutral standing. You probably ask why. It's because if you play this game for 3-4 years and you see all those blue standings in your contacts list and you're going like, who's that guy? I don't know. Why is he good standing? That's why I'm saying do it neutral and you're always good. If you see, I can switch to another tab, and I'm going to show you what I disabled in this part. I'm going to right click here, load overview profile, and go to PvP war. As you can see now, excellent and good standing are off. Your alliance, your corporation, your fleet, and this is disabled. Why? Because I want to see my enemies during war and not my friends. Because there is always a possibility that you can lock up your friend and start shooting at it, because when you are in the same corporation, you can kill each other. So if we go into appearance, this is also a thing you want to get enabled for almost everything. Why? Because if you enable pilot is at war with you or your corporation, and you have the people with bad standing, they don't come into your overview when they are at war with you. So that's the basic thing you want to get enabled, almost everything. There you can get the background, which color you want to get behind it. They are all flashing red or purple when they are in your fleet. You can select it here. So what I basically do is I don't want to get all those colors. I want to see the pilots that are all an outlaw. I want to see them in my overview. When he is at war with me, I want to see him flashy red, or in the militia, I want to see him flashy orange. There you can do EOR. Probably, I would suggest enable them all. Why? Because you want to see when somebody's scrabbling, weapon firing, or all those other EOR shit on you. But this is basically the appearance. Now we're going to columns. I would suggest, as you can see, the transversal and angular velocity. If you look at the Battleship demo, I'm talking about those two things. The main things that I would suggest or are very necessary when you are PvPing is your tag. Why? Tags stay always on the target. Even when you warp off and come back in, most of the time the tags are still there. So the FC will always tag the main target. So with a 0 or a 1, people that do incursions recognize this. So that's a good thing to have on. Also the transversal and angular velocity. The transversal velocity is the speed your ship gains at its transversal, and it's a good thing if people want to track you with their weapons. You need to get a high transversal velocity so they miss you. Large weapons tend to miss when you have a high transversal velocity. The transversal and angular velocity are basically the same thing, only with different numbers. The transversal velocity gives you a meters a second, and your angular velocity gives you a number that is the same as the tracking number you got when you go to show info on your weapons. I'm gonna show you what number it is. It's this number. You see 0.33, that's my tracking speed on my weapons. So that number also will show up in the angular velocity. So when you get a battleship weapon, so you look at it, it's probably 0.06. So when you are at an angular velocity of 0.1, that means that he will miss you. So that's covered. Then we go to ships. Probably just keep them the same. I didn't change anything in here, but you can also change the appearance of the corp ticker. You go to MISC. What you want to do is move entries with broadcast to top. Why? When somebody broadcasts a target, then it pops up right away. I'm going to show you. I can't because I'm not in the fleet. Okay, basically when you broadcast something, it will pop up at the top of your list. This will be demanded when you are in large fleets, because when you start to attack against enemies that are with 50 men, that's a hell of a job. So the FC will broadcast its target and then it will pop up right away, and it will cause primary, secondary target for you. So this is covered now. Now we go to the overview of tabs. So this is a really nice thing to have. This is where I get all my tabs. So as you can see, I have one tab clear. You can do 5 tabs. And what you want to do is you have your navigation tab. And when you saved it, and saving goes this way, you click here. And you do save current type selection as. You click on that, you type in the name, and you can show it up here. So as you can see, I have PvP peacetime. I click on that and I can choose whatever I want. PvP war, I want that to show up here. So I click on that, click on apply, and I got PvP war here. I can also call it PvP, and I can say let's do navigation here. And I click apply. And you see all my navigation tabs are there. What I can also do is do incursions, fleet members, whatever I want. All those overview profiles I got in here, but basically it's my PvP tab, so I'm going to choose for PvP peacetime. So you just type in a name, select your overview profile, and select if you want to show the brackets or not. If you are in large fleets, you may want to lose all the brackets. Why? Because the brackets intend to get a lot of your demand a lot of your video card when you are with large people with a large fleet into a PvP war or something. So basically you want to shut that off when you are with big fleets. Small fleets, no problem, you can run them. So basically that's it. That's it for today. That was everything I wanted to say about the overview settings. So have fun and try it yourself.